Well, hey there guys, Eugene here from Review Outdoor Gear, and here we have BattlBox Mission 23, and this is all about blade care and maintenance. Now, what I do with these battle boxes is I'm going to open it up real quick, show you everything that's in here pretty quickly. I do want to mention that if you're not familiar with what BattlBox is, it's a subscription service. You can know all about it by clicking the video here. If you click there and watch that. In the first video, I talk about what it's all about, so check that out. While I go through this box, I'll mention a couple things about BattlBox that I've learned recently, and I hope you'll find them interesting. And I'm going to separate this out into subscription levels here really quick, and we'll go through what's in each subscription level, and I'll show you what we've got here, and I'll put a rating on each thing. So let's get into it. So the basic box, which is a $24.99 subscription cost, claimed value is $88. We have this right here, which is Rusty's Rags, and it's a small business made in the USA. This thing is claimed value is 20 bucks, and that is exactly what you can get it for if you just buy it on its own. Small US-based company here. And what you get here is a little pad. You get some oil. Okay, and that oil goes on there, and I guess this is just to protect your knife. And this is actually merino wool on a piece of leather. And this is to wipe off the excess, and then you store it away in this little pouch once you're done. And they also give you 25% off on your next purchase. So this looks like a really nice piece of equipment, and I would rate this at a 10 out of 10. I don't see any problem with that at all. So that's really nice. The next thing that you get here is the Century Oil Marine Tuft Cloth. And this is, they say it's about 11 bucks. You can get this for about 7 online. And what you get here is a piece of nice cloth with this really cool lubricant, which basically protects your knife. You put it on your knife. It's not oil. You put it on your knife, and it doesn't wash off, and it doesn't rub off really easily, and it protects the knife. And it'll stay on your knife and protect your knife really well. It's a marine version, so it's actually not supposed to be able to wash it off, and it's supposed to stand up against extreme use, salt water, and storage. I would say that this is like a 10 out of 10. I don't see any problem with that at all. It's a really nice piece of equipment for your nice knives to protect them. The next thing we have here is the Pocket Pal, which is Smith's sharpener. You just put it in your pocket. Let's take a look at this thing. Come on, buddy. Okay, here we go. Okay, so what we have here is a diamond cone-shaped rod here to hone your knife. And then we also have a fine and a coarse thing here that looks like ceramic, and that's like a steel. It's made out of plastic. I would say that this is probably like a 7 or maybe a 6 out of 10. Reason being is it's a little bit, it's made out of plastic. I'd want some stronger materials. There are a couple, I think, better ones online that are just made out of metal and more robust and with more features. So I'm not sure why this is made out of plastic. So there we go, that's what that is. Okay guys, next we have the Century Solutions Tough Glide 1/4 ounce pen applicator here. Claim value is $8. You can get it for like $8.50, so you're actually getting it way cheaper than you can get it anywhere else from what we could find. And what it is basically a rust inhibitor and lubricant, and it's a really nice little applicator. You can put it into your knife, onto your knife, onto the bearings and all the pivot points on your knife. So that's really nice, and it's got a little clip. So if you're really doing this a lot, you can put that in your pocket, or you could take it off if you don't need it. It comes out of there. So I would rate that at a 10 out of 10. That's a really nice thing to have. And next here we have the Survival Summit Blade Care DVD, 30 bucks, and that's what you can get it for. So this is really nice. BattlBox actually partnered with Tops Knives, who have made knives that were in their previous boxes. And it basically shows you how to care for your knife, how to sharpen it and everything. So that's really nice. Tops Knives is a good US-based company, so I'm sure that this is a really nice little deal that'll show you how to sharpen a knife if you haven't learned how to do this. Okay guys, so that is the basic box, $24 or $25 subscription cost, and if you were actually to go and buy all of this stuff online, you would pay like $84. That's a really good box there. Now going into the advanced box, which is a $50 subscription cost, and the claim value here is $136. We're going to go into it. So the first thing we have here is the Battle Blade Restore Leather Strop, and you can't find one like this anywhere because this is actually a BattlBox version, but you can get a strap online of similar build for like $11. Now, I'm going to rate this at about, I'm going to rate it maybe like a 6 or 7 out of 10, because a 10 out of 10 is like a nice piece of big leather on like a piece of wood. Because this, you have to clip it onto something, and you have to constantly hold it with your other hand and to use it as a strap. Or you could put this onto your belt, I guess, belt loop, and hold it out this way. This is the coarse and the fine. It is built out of good leather though, and it looks like everything's put together quite well. So, I'm actually going to say like a 7 or 8 out of 10 in terms of build, but just consider the fact that you're going to have to hold this by hand when you do this. So that is that. Well, next in this box is Dan's Whetstone Honing Oil. 3 ounces, and this is a really, really nice 10 out of 10. They claim the value here to be $3.50. You can't find it any cheaper online, like $5 at the minimum for 3 ounces. And honing oil is just really nice to have, and we accidentally broke that lid off. But if you're using a stone that, if you started using oil on it, you have to continue using oil on it, and so there we go. That's what that is. And the final thing you get in the advanced subscription is this pouch to store your knives, and I guess you could store some of your sharpening equipment in here, and we'll do that when we're done here, like some of this stuff like that. So that's really cool. The build quality isn't the best on this thing, but just as an organizational pouch, I think it works. And so I'm going to rate this at like a 7 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10. It's practical, but it's not built out of the best materials. It'll work though, just if you want to keep your stuff organized. So there we go. So if you're going to be getting the advanced box, which includes everything that's in the basic box, you would be paying about $50 for that. And the price, if you're going to go buy it online, piece by piece, would be like $120. So very, very good deal so far. Next box here is the Pro Box, and subscription cost is $100. Total value is $206 by BattlBox. So what do we have here? Well, we have one thing here, and that's the WorkSharp guided sharpening system. Claim value is $60, and you can get this thing online for like $50. All right, guys, so what we have here is basically this clamp system, which allows you to put this in here, and this is basically to help you sharpen your knife. Let me just show you real quick what this is all about. And we have some magnets here, and we have these diamond dusted plates, a coarse and a fine, and these just magnet onto there. Now the only thing that you can really do with this is basically, the reason that you have these 20 and 17 degree markings here is to help you align your knife and then slide it along as you sharpen it. That's it. These big bars here don't really seem to do anything except just hold this in here, and then you can take that off and then put in this, which is just a ceramic rod with different surfaces on it. I don't know, guys. I think this is kind of, it looks cool, but outside of that, I don't quite like the idea, because basically this is just a ceramic rod and a couple diamond dusted plates. All this is doing is helping you guide the degrees, but you can't actually attach your blade anyway and slide it along. You have to freehand it still. So I'm going to rate this at like a 6 out of 10, because I think you can get something that at least holds your knife, or at least holds the angle on the stone as you're sliding it along your knife. And the other thing is that this comes off of here, if you can switch it to the 17 degrees, or to the 20 degrees, I guess. Yeah, 20 degrees, 17 degrees, for different blade angles, depending on which kind of knife you're trying to sharpen. So that's that. Okay guys, the last thing we're going to get here is the Pro Plus box, which is $150 subscription cost. And what you get here is the CRKT knife. And what this is it looks like a flipper knife that's based on World War I design. Decent knife. It has a US 8 steel, which is a nice, decent steel. It came pretty sharp, and it's still really nice and sharp. And you have a liner lock here in the flipper design, easy to put it back in. Nice deep carry pocket clip there. And what really is kind of the standing out feature of this knife is that you can take it apart. So it's like a field strip feature, so you can just unscrew this back part here. You hear it click, and then you do that, and basically the whole knife comes apart. And I guess this is, it gives you good practice to kind of clean your knife and everything else, but actually it's actually practical if you get it really dirty. You can easily take it apart and clean it. Just don't lose these little washers in here. And then once you put it back together, you basically just put that in there. Screw the back portion down until it's really nice and tight. Close it just a little bit, slide that shut, and there you have it. So that is a pretty nice knife, nice steel, nice design. The only kind of, just quirk about it is this little field strip feature, which, you can like it or hate it. It's up to you. But if you give it somebody to use and you don't tell them about that, they're instantly going to flip that, and the knife just kind of falls apart. Well, partly, unless they screw that apart. So that's what that is. So decent knife. So with the Pro Plus box, you get all of that stuff. If you're going to go buy it all online separately, it's about $265, and the subscription cost is $150. So BattlBox also provides you with a couple really cool cards here. This is 15% off at Sentry, which is like the tough cloth and that lubricant that I showed you. You also have a 15% off discount for any purchase of $50 or more from Smith's. You also have a 40% off CRKT of any of their knives. And you also have this 25% off from the WorkSharp, which made this system here. So that's all included in the box. hopefully that kind of gave you a good overview of what's in here. And if you guys are interested, again, check out their website. It'll be all down in the description. And leave your comments and questions down below. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, don't forget to praise God for everything He provides for us. See you guys in the next video.